Good evening, everybody. Coming to you live here from the Elzie Odom Center in Arlington, Texas on the Oscar Lopez Broadcasting Network. Drew Pelto here with you, bringing the action tonight between the Crushers and the Knights here in North Texas Floorball Association action. Give you a quick rundown of the lineups here tonight as best we can before we get things underway. First off, for the Crushers, they're going to be going from left to right across your screen here. They're in their red jerseys, and their roster consists of number 5, Catherine Lovett, number 10, Joachim Soderbaum. No number on his back, Landon Van Patten. Number 13, Sakari Nikkinen. Number 24, Jonathan Keener. Number 47, Nick Van Patten. Number 62, Rusty Dry. Number 80, David Friedman. Number 12, Tatu Holopainen. And in net is number 1, Ethan Van Patten. Meanwhile, over at the other end for the Knights, they're going to be going right to left across your screen here in their yellow jerseys with black trim. Their roster consists of number 3, the captain, Oscar Lopez. Number 10, Anton Dahlstrom. Number 15, Cody Parman. Number 21, Esther Angerstig. Number 29, Alex Gross. Number 33, Eric Lopez. Number 41, Samuel Facundo. Number 42, Kari Hyttinen. Number 50, Drew Hall. Number 53, New Pham. Number 77, Luke Zabala. And in goal, number 1, Rylan Rasmussen. Knights come into this game with an 0-6 record, fourth place right now in the NTFA. They're taking on the first place Crushers, who are 5-1 so far on the season. This will be the third time this year these two teams have faced each other. Back on January 20th, the Crushers came in with a 6-3 victory, and on February 10th, a 6-4 victory. Getting some stuff figured out on the floor right now with the net down at the Knights' end. We'll see how well this camera works out this week. Tried it out 2 weeks ago, had some reasonable success with it, so we'll try to do the best we can with it here this week as well. Your officials for tonight's game, the referees are Dan Toretta and Tara Nunez. Looks like the starting line out there for the Crushers is going to consist of Rusty Dry on defense. Try to see if we can figure out who the second defenseman is. I believe that's Rusty Dry on defense along with Tatu Holopainen. And up front, it is going to be Sakari Nikkinen, along with Landon Van Patten and Nick Van Patten. And as I said, in goal, it is going to be Ethan Van Patten, so a trio of Van Pattens to start things for the Crushers here tonight. Meanwhile, down at the other end, for the Knights, we'll get their starting lines here in a moment as they jump in, get their team cheer going, and we'll have things ready to go. Here's it is going to be Hyttinen and Gross back on defense. Lopez and Dahlstrom up front. Along with, I believe that is Samuel Facundo lining up on this near side wing. We have 15 minutes up on the clock here in this first period. We'll get the ball placed at center court from Tara Nunez. And set to take the draw, it is going to be Soderbaum for the Crushers. And Dahlstrom for the Knights. So a pair of number 10 jerseys here to take this opening draw. As we get things set and ready to go. First of 2 games here tonight. And there we go. We'll see if we can do better with that angle on the camera. 15 minutes on the clock. We'll wait for the opening whistle. And we are underway as the Knights control this one back in their own zone with Gross sending it far side over for Hyttinen. Hyttinen looking out of his own and now brings it toward the center. Looking straight ahead. Long pass. Quick one-timer attempt by Dahlstrom. Will go wide. Couldn't get good stick on that one. Down to the far side corner, has it poked away. This is going to be Van Patten up with it now for the Crushers. Van Patten off the far side boards. Pushing this one on ahead for Joachim Soderbaum up the far side. Broken up from there, this is going to be now Dahlstrom to try to tap it across for Lopez. Intercepted and carried in here by Van Patten. Landon Van Patten from the slot. His shot deflected up and out of play. Will be a red free hit from the far side corner. Mentioned before, this is the third time these two teams have played each other. They'll play once more before the end of the season as well. We'll get some info on those first 2 games a little bit later on as the Crushers control off a free hit. Centering feed broken up, bouncing in front, and finally cleared by the Knights on back down. Taking in Lopez, shot kicked aside there by Ethan Van Patten. Down to the near side corner now. This is going to be picked up and played around far side, where it will be controlled behind the net by Nick Van Patten. Nick over to the near side. This is going to be brought ahead on the pass straight up the middle and over to the near side. Pass broken up from there. Taken by Hyttinen. He can't control though. It's brought in. 2-on-1 chance. Far side. One-timer. It's blocked by Gross. Rebound kicks to the front and is cleared out towards center. Played by Facundo to the far side. Intercepted by Van Patten as Nick Van Patten will carry in the leading scorer here for the Crushers. Shot and score. That one came from the high slot courtesy of Nikkinen. Time of the goal is going to come at the 1:25 mark of this opening period. See if we can get that notated here, if I can find what I do with my pen. So once again, 1:25 of the first, the time of this goal. Even strength goal will be scored as 13 from 47 as Nikkinen from Nick Van Patten. Van Patten, the leading scorer on this team, just adds to his total there, his 10th assist of the season. As the Crushers control this one back in their own zone, 13:30 to play here in this opening period. Pass to the far side, intercepted by Zabala. Holding it in, shot there, kicked aside by Ethan Van Patten out to the far side corner. Oscar Lopez up with it. Oscar looking with it from the far side half boards, has it tipped up and over the boards. And we'll get a free hit from the far side as it went off of Lovett's stick. Lopez setting up, looks cross corner. One-timer by Lopez goes wide. Picked up now, played out to the far side. Lopez maintains possession as he marches across. Looking now, he's got Pham behind him. Now will take it himself. His pass broken up, though, and played to the far side with Tyler High to send it over the near side. Taking behind the net, Dry over to the far side now. Out of the corner, this is going to be Holopainen. His pass on ahead for High, back to Holopainen in his own zone. Sent back around behind the net. Now this is Dry out of the near side corner, being pestered there by Esther Angerstig, getting her first action on the floor of the night. Played out to the far side. Now as the Crushers try to get this one back out of their zone, tapped up and over the boards. We'll get the whistle and the free hit coming here for the Crushers as it went off the stick of Zabala. 12:30 to play here in the opening period. It's a 1-0 game right now. The Crushers on top. We'll see if we can get the scoreboard update on that here in a moment. Chance in front, looking for it. There it was Friedman, unable to get the backhand redirect. He'll pick up behind the net. Looking for the wraparound. Nice play there by Angerstig to force it to the corner. Another chance thrown toward the front. Bouncing ball corralled by Rasmussen. Rasmussen will drop this one backwards. Pham to take this one off the end boards and lead the charge out for the Knights. Pham looking, she'll bring this one straight up through her own zone. Now straight ahead on the pass. Broken up there. Losing a stick was Van Patten, as it'll be Zabala to pick up. Zabala has it poked away by Dry out to the far side corner. Dry with it now, so look behind the net, goes D to D, and finally on up the near side boards and down into the Knights zone. Over off the near side, chance across, broken up, knocked down, another chance in front, broken away nicely there by Pham, sent to the far side. Zabala up with it, and he'll slow things down a bit here for the Knights with 11:40 to play here in this opening period. Bouncing ball comes out to center, no over to the far side where it's going to be hit off the boards by Van Patten. Sent back now for Dry on defense. Dry looking back down toward Van Patten. He'll give chase now to the end boards. Battle for it there with Gross in on it. Pass in front on the centering feed, broken up, and it'll be Lopez back the other way. 2-on-5, tries to send this one to the front. Dry able to break it up and send it off the end boards. Dry around to the far side now. This one's going to be Nick Van Patten up the far side. Van Patten walking this one in, turning, shooting wide of the net. Rebound off the end boards, taken up by Nikkinen. Nikkinen out to Dry. His shot attempt blocked nicely by Gross in front. Clearing attempt held up by Dry at the line. Finally sent on out. This is going to be Dahlstrom in. Shot blocked there nicely. Another try. Bouncing through the crease and scooped away by Dry. Very careful not to set foot inside the green line. Dry now from behind the net. Has it taken away. This is going to be Dahlstrom. Far side. Looking to the front. Shot attempt blocked. Bouncing ball taken back out to Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom turning. Shot blocked again. Out to Hittinen at the far side. Hittinen turning. Shooting. Goes wide of the net. Down to the near side corner. Now Facundo looking to the middle. Dahlstrom with it. Dahlstrom's shot knocked down in front. This is going to be now Nick Van Patten to take it behind his net and slow things down once again with 10:30 to play. Quick change on here for the Crushers as they'll maintain possession back in their own zone. This is Dry with it. Dry looking to the far side as this will now be Van Patten to carry. Van Patten cross corner, gets it on for Friedman and back out to Dry. Dry now from his own zone looking across to the far side where this is Lovett to settle it. Lovett trying to put it across for Friedman. Friedman near side, puts it to the front, broken up there by Hittinen, and it'll be the Knights back the other way. 4-on-2 if they hurry. This is Hittinen leading the charge. Turns, shoots, hits the post as it comes wide to the near side boards. Taken there by Facundo, sent to the far side of it, intercepted by Van Patten, and he'll lead the charge now hard up the near side. This is Van Patten now towards center. He'll skate to the far side. Played on up for Lovett. Lovett out of the far side half boards, being pestered by two with Gross forcing it down to the corner. They'll battle for the ball there as it comes around to the near side. Now thrown toward the front again, but nothing doing. Out to the corner. Far side. This is going to be Van Patten once again. Van Patten brings things out, settling it down. Now goes to Lovett again at the far side. Lovett turning, shot blocked in front, bouncing around, and finally taken up by Dahlstrom. And we get a whistle. Free hit upcoming here for the Knights. Back in their own zone. 9:25 to play here in this opening period, as this is going to be now Hittinen to carry ahead. Hittinen looking from the near side, plays it on toward the center. Broken up there as Dahlstrom couldn't quite handle it, and it'll be High at the far end of the floor. High now to carry this one on ahead, on down toward the corner. Still has it on the backhand. His pass attempt broken up, bouncing towards center. This is Eric Lopez having it swatted away. Dahlstrom back up with it. Nick Van Patten, though, excellent back check there to come away with the ball. From behind his net, he'll play it up the near side as this one comes ahead for High at the near side boards. High walking in, shot, save made there by Rasmussen. Rebound kicked out to the near side where it'll be Eric Lopez up for Facundo. Facundo ahead for Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom trying to fight his way through. He gets there, shot, save made as sprawling out and getting the leg on that was Ethan Van Patten. Out to the far side to get a whistle. The ball goes up and over the boards with 8:35 remaining here in period number 1. Faced on the far side, it'll be a free hit controlled by the Knights. Chance on the backhand there is covered and smothered by Van Patten. Out to the far side now, long pass from Van Patten to Van Patten as this one will roll towards center. Taken by Ongerstig and she'll carry through. On up the far side, broken away, and we'll get a whistle. Free hit coming here for the Knights with 8:15 to play here in the opening period. Still 1-0 our score. The lone goal coming off the stick of Sakari Nikkinen. Look at the play at the far side now as this is going to be tapped over for Lopez. It's Oscar Lopez putting it toward the front, but a bouncing ball broken up by Dry and played down to the near side. Back on this one now, this is Pham. She'll put the brakes on and come back over toward the near side. Circling around, she'll send it up to Ongerstig, near side boards, coming out towards center now for Zabala. Zabala putting on a head of steam as he goes down to the far side corner, has Facundo set up in front. Can't quite get it to him though, as he'll maintain possession off the boards. Played out toward the front, held up there for a moment by the Knights, but nothing doing after that. Bouncing ball comes down near side now. This is going to be Nikkinen with it. Nikkinen playing it down toward the near side corner. Out of the corner, Nikkinen looking with it. Pham guarding him, puts it down behind the net over the far side for Van Patten. Van Patten looking to the front, gets it on out for one of his teammates. Couldn't quite tell who that was. That shot sails wide off the stick of Soderbaum. From the near side now, another chance for the front, broken up nicely there by Pham. It'll bounce over the boards and we'll get a free hit out of the near side corner. 7:15 remaining here in period number 1. 1-0 still our score. The Crushers on top. Once again, that goal came at the 1:25 mark of the opening period. From the near side, Crushers controls. It's sent on out towards Soderbaum in the high slot. Soderbaum walking ahead, has it on the backhand, puts a shot on. Nice block there by Pham as it comes to the near side. Facundo putting the brakes on, back to Pham now. Pham's going to look, her pass broken up, though, and sent off the end boards by Nikkinen. Nikkinen loses it to Ongerstig, and she'll circle back around now behind the Knights' net over to Pham. Pham back over to Ongerstig, and she'll carefully walk this one out of her own zone. To the far side now, this is Oscar Lopez circling back through his own end, looking to lead the breakout. Lopez now on towards center. He'll carry it over the line, puts it toward the front, broken up there nicely by Soderbaum. Clearing attempt held up, though, as this is going to be, I believe this is Zabala with it, and yes, that is Zabala carrying towards center. Zabala puts it far side for Lopez. Lopez turning, shooting wide of the net. Comes down to Facundo at the near side. Puts it to the front, chance there, and it scores! Zabala from Facundo, I believe, the scoring on that one. .77 from 41. Time of the goal is going to come at the 8:44 mark of the period. Ties this game up at a goal apiece. Excellent placement on that shot. Just beat him on the high left side. As we get play back underway, Crushers control off the draw. Played on up to Friedman. His attempt is broken away, and it'll be Gross tapping over for Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom at the far side now as he will stop at the far side boards, being pestered by two. Ball up in the air, comes down, and it'll go over the boards. We'll get a whistle here, and the hit is controlled by the Knights, so a quick free hit for them. Quick shot from way out is kicked aside by Van Patten. Off the far side boards, kicked ahead here with High, picking up and playing back to Dry. High to Dry onto Lovett. She can't control, and it'll be Hiptonen back on it here for the Knights, coming back down to his own zone. On ahead here for Eric Lopez. He's got one coming from behind, now plays it far side on up for Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom, nifty move over there, comes through the traffic, shoots, hits the crossbar, keeps us a 1-1 game. Chance in front for Lopez. Tries to have it on net, but it is blocked by Dry. Off the end boards, Dahlstrom battling for it. It's going to be the Crushers up with it. Knights intercept. Lopez down to Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom walks in, shot, save, rebound comes out to the near side. This is Oscar Lopez up with it. Out to Eric Lopez, far side. Chance goes wide of the net. Down to the near side corner. This will be Nick Van Patten up with it here for the Crushers. Off the near side boards and down. Goes for the interception. Tries to play it across the middle. It's going to be controlled there, and we get a whistle. Free hit upcoming here for the Crushers from the high slot in their offensive zone. High taps for Van Patten at the near side. Van Patten directs down to the near side corner. Putting on the brakes, he's got Oscar Lopez, or excuse me, that is Eric Lopez all over him. Played back around over to the far side, intended for Lovett. Hiptonen intercepts and gets it on for Lopez. Lopez now slowing things down with 4:45 to play here in period number 1. coming out of his own zone, has some help with the near side and at the far side. He'll send it on for Gross, who spins around and maintains possession. Gross down to Eric Lopez. Lopez across the middle, intended for Hitton, and rolled on him, and the clearing attempt will make it back down the floor. Lopez up with it, 4:25 to play here in this opening period as the ball gets played down to the far side corner. This is Dry, sending it around over to the near side for Nick Van Patten, and on up the near side boards for Nikkanen. Nikkanen over the line. He'll go over to the far side, where this is going to be Soderbaum. Soderbaum putting the brakes on, sends it back for Rusty Dry over to the near side for Van Patten, and on down the boards, where again, this is going to be Nikkanen with it on the backhand. Nikkanen battling Hitton, and a pair of fins there on the end boards. It's sent around in front. Dahlstrom intercepts. 2-on-2 back the other way if they hurry, and Nick Van Patten, though, able to recover and break it up to the far side. Van Patten back over to Dry at the near side. Dry with Eric Lopez all over him. Well, now directed back behind the net and brought on out the front. This is going to be Nick Van Patten on up to the near side. Turning, shooting, big save made. The rebound still loose in front and cleared but not out. Van Patten again, shot, save, another rebound, another save, another block in front as well. Another try will end up in the nets. 3:38 remaining here in the opening period of play. We've got a 2-1 lead for the Crushers. Whole flurry of action in front. See if we can get the official scoring on that a little bit later on, as once again, there's just so much action going on there in front with the rebounds and clearing attempts that were held up. Time of the goal, though, is going to come at the 11:22 mark. Excellent effort by Rasmussen down in net there. Had a couple of big stops there before that one finally got poked through. And it may have even gone off his own player. Not really sure on it, because we're back to live action here as Eric Lopez puts one just wide. Facundo with a try. Hits off the outside of the cage. Not sure if I caught any of that on camera, but we'll do the best we can here. Get a free hit coming for the Crushers out of their defensive zone. 3:15 remaining here in period number 1. As it'll be Van Patten from the near side. Van Patten across, far side now, as it'll be carried ahead from Holopainen. Long pass intended for Nikkanen. It'll instead go down to the corner. Nikkanen beats Angerstig to it, puts it in front with nobody there. Lions intercept, but can't clear it out. Another try right there goes wide, and Rasmussen will come up with this one. Rasmussen stops, rolls it off for Angerstig at the near side. Angerstig carrying out of her own zone, looking ahead. Quick pass there off to the near side for Facundo. Back over far side, Eric Lopez settles this one off the far side boards. Loses possession for a moment, regains it now as he puts ahead for Zavala. Zavala has it broken up. It's going to be a 3-on-1 chance here for the Crushers. Down to the near side. Good recovery by the Knights coming back on the play. Some background behind the net. This is Van Patten toward the front, right through the feet of Nikkanen. It'll come back down to the Crushers' zone. Holopainen with this one. Holopainen from the far side. Eric Lopez watching him. Holopainen now goes near side. This will be taken up by Van Patten, sent on ahead. Carried around by Soderbaum. Pass for the one-timer goes wide of the net. Pick him now to the far side. This is Pham down in the corner. Pham trying to battle her way through two defenders. Gets tripped up. No call coming, though. May have just been a wet spot on the floor there, as it will come to Facundo at the near side. Can't controls. It's going to be taken up now by Van Patten, far side. Van Patten down to Van Patten. Father-son combo out there as the ball comes near side. Backhand attempt there will go wide. Rebound toward the front. Shutting down the post nicely, though, was Rasmussen. Gets a piece of it, and the ball goes out of play. Minute 45 to go here in this opening period of play. 2-1 our score. The Crushers leading the Knights. From the far side corner, chance toward the front off a free hit is blocked by Pham. Possession regained, fired up and over the boards, and we'll get another free hit, this time for the Knights, with a minute 30 to go here in period number 1. Quick change up here for the Knights. It'll be Gross to take this free hit from the near side corner. Gross taps ahead for Hittonen, and Hittonen will lead the charge carefully out of his own zone. Minute 20 to go as the pass comes to Gross at the near side. Gross looking now from the near side boards with Friedman all over him like a cheap suit as it played back out to Hittonen over to the far side for Oscar Lopez. Lopez back to Hittonen. Hittonen now carrying on through center. Hittonen looking, shot, save, rebound in front, score! Dahlstrom on the goal, Hittonen on the assist. Time of the goal is going to come at the 13:56 mark. And so that will get played back underway with a minute to go here in this opening period. Knights controlling the draw. Gross's pass intercepted by Friedman as he'll come to the near side. Friedman intercepted and will get a whistle. Dahlstrom not liking the call, but they're going to get the whistle. And the free hit here for Friedman. Friedman taps back for Dry. His shot blocked by Friedman, hitting him square in the backside. Down to the near side. Now Gross sends it ahead for Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom turning. He's got a 2-on-1. Puts it across the front. Nothing doing, though. Rolled just behind Facundo. Chance back the other way. Broken up nicely here. This is Hittonen now to carry up the near side. Ball up in the air as it comes down. Settled there by Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom turning, shooting, score! Time of the goal is going to be the 14:29 mark of the period. And with that, the Knights have their first lead of this game. I believe it may be an unassisted goal. I'm not really certain on that, but it was Dahlstrom who scored it. 30 seconds to go here in this opening period. Dahlstrom will take the draw out at center. Controlled by the Crushers off the far side boards. Sent on back. This is controlled by the Crushers in their own zone. Dry mishandles for a moment. Dahlstrom swats this one down on net. It's going to be covered up by Van Patten. He'll hold on and drop back now for Dry coming from behind his own net. 15 to go here in the opening period as Dry will lead the charge ahead. Quick pass toward the front, broken up by Gross momentarily. He's got Soderbaum tied up. Soderbaum away with the ball. Shot and a save. Rebound, score. And so with that, we have a 3-3 game just as quickly as it became 3-2. Time of this goal is going to come with 6.4 seconds left. This will be the 14:53 mark of the period. And if I remember correctly, that was Soderbaum from Nikkanen. We'll see if we can get that corrected a little bit later on if it's not. Back to center. Chance here on the backhand as time expires. Rasmussen with one final long throw out. And so with 15 minutes in the books, we have a 3-3 tie. The action coming fast and furious here in this opening period of play. We'll give you a quick scoring recap here from period number 1. Crushers got on the board first as it was Sakari Nikkanen with the goal off an assist from Nick Van Patten. That came to the 1:25 mark of the opening period. Stayed 1-0 for quite a while before the 18:44 mark. The Knights managed to find the tying marker as Luke Zabala found the top corner off an assist from Samuel Facundo to make that a 1-1 game. About 2.5 minutes later, the Crushers got back on top off a goalmouth scramble. I believe it was Tatu Holopainen who got credit for the goal. We'll see if we can find that out a little bit later on. I believe it's an unassisted goal and went as a 2-1 game at that point. Knights, though, not to be outdone, came back, tied this one up with at the 13:56 mark. Had a whole flurry of goals within about the final minute and 5 seconds. As for the Knights, it was Anton Dahlstrom off the assist from Kari Hyttunen to make it a 2-2 game. Knights actually briefly took the lead as well at the 14:29 mark. Even strength, and I believe unassisted goal courtesy of Dahlstrom. His second goal of the game and second goal in about 35 seconds. To make this a 3-2 lead that the Knights stood with for about 30 seconds before the Crushers got it back again. As I believe it was Joachim Soderbaum off the feed from Sakari Nikkanen. It may have been the other way around. We'll see if we can get that clarified at some point. But as of right now, the way this game stands is a 3-3 game through 15 minutes of play. As I said, this is the third time these two teams have played against each other this season. Back on January 20th, a 6-3 victory for the Crushers over the Knights with Landon Van Patten scoring a hat trick. Joachim Soderbaum also had 2 goals. Meanwhile, back in net, Ethan Van Patten, 29 of 32 in net for that game. Over to the other end for the Knights, Oscar Lopez had a goal and an assist. And Rylan Rasmussen had a 27 of 33 night in net. February 10th, these two teams played as well. Nick Van Patten had 2 goals and an assist for 3 points in a 6-4 victory for the Crushers. Sakari Nikkanen also had 2 assists in that game. Meanwhile, at the other end, it was Dahlstrom with 2 goals for the Knights. Rasmussen 14 of 20 in net. Van Patten 13 of 17 for the Crushers. About ready to get the second period underway here in just a matter of moments. As you pause for the buzzer, but before we do so, we'll just give you a quick recap on the team leaders for both of these teams. Nick Van Patten leading all the offensive categories for the Crushers. 20 points puts him 3rd in the league, 11 goals, 4th in the league, and 9 assists leads the league. He's added a 10th one to that in that opening period. He also leads the league with 5 penalty minutes. Meanwhile, Ethan Van Patten leading the league in wins with 5, goals against average at 2.78, and 2nd in save percentage at 792. The Knights at the other end, Anton Dahlstrom, 17 points, puts him 4th in the league, right behind Van Patten. Leads the league in goals, though, with 15. He added 2 more here tonight, so he extends that lead quite nicely. Oscar Lopez, 2nd in the league with 8 assists, which also leads the Knights. We're about ready to get play back underway here for period number 2. The switch ends for this one. The Knights in their yellow jerseys will be going left to right across your screen. The Crushers in the red will be going from right to left. Once again, the number 10 jersey is in the face-off circle here as we get the whistle, and the Knights control back in their own zone with Alex Gross from the far side. Gross slowly through his own zone, surveying the situation ahead as he goes near side for Lopez. Oscar Lopez picking it up off the boards. Down to the corner, has it intercepted, and it's tied up there on the end boards. Hittinen in on the forecheck, but it's going to be now Van Patten out of the far side corner. Nifty move by Van Patten. He loses it, though. Lopez scores!
Oscar said I can record while you call.
That would be great, yeah. If you want to go on this side here, so
yeah.
Mike still picks me up there. There's Oscar Lopez on the goal off the assist from Dahlstrom, and so the time of this goal is going to be the 22nd mark of this period, so the crazy scoring we saw at the end of the opening period continuing on here to start things out. There's another chance here for the Knights. Dahlstrom putting it just wide. Down the far side corner now, this is going to be Eric Lopez as he battles with Holopainen. Back behind the net now, this is Oscar Lopez looking toward the front. Broken up there. It'll bounce and be played back for Nick Van Patten. Van Patten now off to the far side. This is going to be picked up by Nikkanen. Nikkanen battling with Eric Lopez. Advantage call coming here, and Crushers will maintain possession. And it's finally waved off to Hittinen, will carry across. Hittinen, shot goes wide of the net. Rebound picked up by Oscar Lopez. Toward the front, broken up as well. Dahlstrom settles. Dahlstrom looking from the near side, goes across toward the far side, carrying it himself through here. Looking, shooting off the post. Finally cleared out by the Crushers to center. This is going to be Eric Lopez with it. Eric on ahead for Hittinen. Hittinen through some traffic, maintaining possession. Nifty move right there, trying to fake out Van Patten at the near side. Quick backhander, he scores! Time of goal comes at the 1:09 mark of period number 2. It's going to officially be Hittinen from Eric Lopez. Time of the goal, the 1:09 mark of the period, and it's a 5-3 game. The Knights so far in charge here to start things out. A couple players just recently joining the floor here as well. Ben Trevino checks in for the first time in tonight's game at the near side wing. I believe that may be his first game of the season here for the Knights as well. And so once again, with 13:51 to play, we've got a little discussion going on about possibly about the scoring on this. And there we go. We'll get everything set up on this face-off. As is going to be Zavala to take the draw here at center for the Knights. Crushers control those. It's Nick Van Patten off the near side board. Trevino's shot attempt right there goes on net. Save made by Ethan Van Patten. Rolled out to Nick Van Patten at the near side, looking cross corner over toward Friedman. Intercepted though by Zavala. Zavala at center, settles the ball down, and now marches over to the far side. Zavala carrying in, shot attempt blocked, picked up here and carried out. This is going to be, I believe that is Landon Van Patten at the near side. You know that is Tyler High at the near side. High with it up the boards, on ahead for Nick Van Patten. Van Patten carrying in, got Zavala on him, walks into the front, shot poked away nicely by Pham as it comes to the near side. On up the boards, it's going to be intercepted, and then Trevino comes away with it. Trevino 2-on-2, pass across, gets it to Facundo. Facundo's shot just wide of the net. Down to the near side corner, Trevino putting on some defense on Van Patten. Van Patten coming away with the ball, though, up the center through his own zone. From the near side now, Van Patten on down 10 for Lovett. Shelton plays one off the end boards. Lovett now with it from the near side half boards, putting on the brakes with Pham defending her. Shot attempt on the backhand, rolls on net, and Rasmussen will scoop up and play to the far side. Facundo settles, drops back for Angerstig. Angerstig back on ahead. Intended for Facundo, rolled on him a bit, and it is going to be now Friedman with it for the Crushers. Friedman taps back for Fry. 12:40 to play here in the second period of play. Friedman corrals far side. Got a body on him, so he'll come across and now send it on for, I believe that is Holopainen. Now putting it on down far side. Bouncing ball in front, we get a whistle and a high stick on the Crushers. 12:30 to play here in period number 2, and we'll get a free hit for the Knights coming out of their own defensive zone. It is going to be Esther Angerstig with this one. Angerstig to the far side for Pham. Pham looking now, plays the far side for Facundo. Facundo off the far side boards, plays it on to Zavala at the corner. Zavala now looking from there. Hill's going to take it around behind the net. Has Trevino in front. Just couldn't quite get good wood on the shot. Comes out the other side now for Angerstig. Angerstig looking from the corner, putting toward the front just past Trevino. As getting the poke on that one was Holopainen. Out to the far side now, walking in, shot by Soderbaum is turned aside by Rasmussen. With 11:55 to play here in period number 2, we'll get a free hit for the Crushers coming out of the far side of their offensive zone. Quick change here for the Knights as we will get Dry setting up on this free hit. Played down to Soderbaum, now back out to Dry. Dry back to Soderbaum at the corner. Soderbaum trying to bring this one around behind. He'll take it over to the near side as he has Hittinen all over him. Out to Holopainen, shot hits off the outside of the cage. Bouncing ball, coming away with it now. It is Soderbaum trying to feed to the front. Nothing doing. He's got 2 defenders on him. Eric Lopez at the near side. The center feed broken up. It's going to be back the other way. He's going to foot race on for it. And getting to it first is Holopainen and for the Crushers. Back now to the near side. Hittinen has taken away. Brought in by Landon Van Patten. He'll roll wide of the net. Unable to get out after that one was Rasmussen, and it's going to be Dahlstrom with it here for the Knights. Dahlstrom on up ahead for Gross, goes tap ahead for Huttinen. Huttinen going to step on his man, now has put the brakes on, back to Gross. One-timer, the big save made by Ethan Van Patten. Back the other way now, it's Nick Van Patten to lead the charge for the Crushers as he comes on across center. His pass broken up, and we're going to get a whistle and a free hit for the Crushers at the high slot. Nick Van Patten looking, goes far side. One-timer goes wide and out. Knights ball with 10:45 remaining here in the second period of play. As we've got a nice crowd on hand watching here from behind us up here at the Elzie Odom Center. Knights control off the free hit. Gross to carry this one on ahead slowly with 10:30 to play here in the second period. And a 5-3 lead for the Knights. Down the far side, Dahlstrom turning, shooting, blocked straight up in the air. Coming out to cover that one is Van Patten. His pass out is broken up by Lopez. Lopez in, attempted for Dahlstrom, and rolls just past him. Out to the far side now. It's the Crushers back the other way. 3-on-2 if they hurry. From the far side, put on ahead for Soderbaum. His backhand shot turned aside. Rebound left in front and cleared by the Knights. He's going to roll back down on net. It's Ethan Van Patten to scoop this one up. Scoop and throw taken away there by Dahlstrom. Poked on down. Dahlstrom settling. Has it taken away for a moment, and it'll roll on out to Soderbaum. Soderbaum at the near side, turning. Fakes the shot with Huttinen defending him. Shot goes wide of the net, and Rasmussen smartly lets that one go. And we'll get the free hit for the Knights back in their own zone. 9:45 remaining here in period number 2. Referee Tara Nunez telling the Knights to hurry this one up and go and get the ball there for this free hit. And they will instead put the hit at the far side of the floor, back in the Knights' defensive zone. Angerstig with this one. She'll tap it back for Pham. Try to get fancy with it, end up hitting her own foot with it, but Pham comes away with it. Pham looking now. She'll go to the far side, dropping off as she's met by Friedman. Friedman's pass, Friedman breaks up the pass. He's got a chance on the breakaway, but excellent recovery by Zavala. Another try there by High. Gets tapped up in the air and out of play. Off the deflection, we're going to get the free hit for the Crushers down in their offensive zone. From the far side corner, this is Tyler High to set things up. He's got help from Holopainen at the far side, now with Friedman as well. Taps for Friedman, back out to High. High probably should have let that one go to Holopainen, but he'll take it himself off the end boards. Chance in the front, broken up. High at the far side, drops back to Holopainen. Holopainen looking over near side, broken up nicely there by Zavala at center. Now taken by Nick Van Patten, he'll go far side, turning, shooting his Holopainen wide of the net. Taken up here by Lovett from the near side corner. Lovett walking around Angerstig, she'll take it around behind the net and off to the far side. Lovett looking to the front, turning his Holopainen, his shot turned aside by Rasmussen, and he'll slow things down, dropping for Angerstig. Angerstig puts on the brakes in her own zone, now plays up the near side. Trevino fresh on the floor from a change. Get a whistle as the ball is tapped up and over the boards. 8:20 to play here in the second period of play. And be the Knights with a free hit back in their own zone. Angerstig can take it from the near side. Angerstig back to Pham, back in her own defensive zone. New Pham on the carry to the near side, goes far side now. And Kennedy Zabala overran a bit. It'll be High up with it. High at the far side, reached in by Zabala. Shot attempt blocked by Pham. It'll be Zabala trying to clear, but not out. Held up now at the center line. This is Van Patten. The far side for Friedman. His one-timer put on net, and Rasmussen with the easy save. Rolled out to the far side. This is Pham with it. 7:45 to play here in the period. And it's sent far side for Zabala, coming in with a head of steam as he turns and goes. This is put on net, turned aside and covered by the netminder Van Patten. Long pass out of there. 3-on-2, now 3-on-3 here for the Crushers. This one's put toward the front and down the far side corner. Pham intercepts. Pham from behind the net, trying to play it toward the front. Gives one back out of her own zone. Nothing doing. Finally, second effort. Nifty move right there to come around Friedman. And she'll carry the far side. Second nifty one right there. She comes away with it and sends it on ahead. Broken up and sent back in the Knights zone. Zavala with it, slowing things down once again here for the Knights. He'll carry from left to right across your TV screen. Zavala from center. His pass broken up. Rolls past a couple of players, though, as it bounced down for Dry to intercept finally for the Crushers. Dry on ahead, tapped on down 10 for Soderbaum. Soderbaum intercepts nicely. They're coming away with a chance on net. Save made by Rasmussen. Tried to catch him moving and get the other way. Nothing doing, though, for the Crushers, as now Trevino will have for the Knights. His pass attempt broken up. Knights nearly got caught in a change right there. Shot attempt on net is going to be scooped and saved by Rasmussen. 6:45 to play here in the second period. This is rolled out to Angerstig at the far side. Quick change here for the Knights, a partial change at least, as Angerstig will now drop it back for Huttinen, and Gross will come on in Angerstig's place. Back now Huttinen to slowly lead the charge ahead, directing traffic, sending Gross to the far side. Huttinen now looking from the high slot in his own zone, goes to Dahlstrom near side. Dahlstrom turning, shooting, save made off the shoulder of Van Patten. Bouncing ball rolls on net, and rolls behind the net actually. Loose ball still there, and finally dug out to the far side. Over there at the far side boards, held in the shot, is turned aside by Van Patten. Another try right there from Facundo is blocked to the near side. This is now Dahlstrom with it, tapped up away from him and over the boards. Free hit coming here for the Knights with 6 minutes to play here in period number 2. Dahlstrom taps back for Huttinen. Huttinen now turning, firing wide of the net. They'll come down to Facundo at the far side corner. Samuel Facundo with this one far side, turning toward the front, save, rebound is corralled by the netminder, Van Patten. Van Patten rolls off for Dry. He'll play it back to the far side now where it's Holopainen to carry behind. Holopainen met by Dahlstrom. Ball intercepted there by Trevino, but his shot attempt is blocked. Back the other way, nifty move there by Huttinen, coming away with it. Far side pass comes up for Facundo. Facundo looking cross corner, can't get it there. He's going to come instead to Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom turns and shoots wide, and we'll get a free hit here. For the Crushers out of their own zone, 5:31 to play here in the second period of play. Still 5-3 our score. The Knights on top of the Crushers. Full flurry of activity in the final minute of this first period and opening minute of the second period, and nothing since. Very quiet on the score sheet here for about the last 10 minutes. Down to the far side, Crushers control in their offensive zone. Hits it in with a nice interception. Crushers away with it, though, as it's going to be tapped up and over the boards. Free hit to come for the Knights with 5 to play here in period number 2. Out of the far side, Gross now to send the pass up the far side for Huttinen. Huttinen now controlling as this one's tapped up and stays in play. They hit off the top of the board. Stands in front, just out of the reach of Eric Lopez. He'll come back on it, though, and play it back for Oscar Lopez deep in his own zone. Oscar's pass broken up to 2-on-1 chance back the other way. Now 3-on-1 if they hurry. Shot, a save made. Uncontested chance there for Soderbaum, turned away by Rasmussen. It'll be the Knights back the other way. Oscar Lopez will head of steam through center. They'll come near side, puts it to the front, intended for Dahlstrom, hit him in the feet. Down to the far side, 2-on-1 chance back the other way. Walking across, now 3-on-1 try, put wide of the net. Rebound still jamming away at the far side. Ball loose, finally scooped up by Rasmussen, and he will send the hard bounce to the far side for Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom now down to the corner for Lopez, putting in front, Gross putting it just wide of the net. 4:15, now 4:10 remaining here in period number 2.
Wide open net.
And Alex Gross getting some taunts from his father up here on the second deck. 4 minutes to play as the ball comes behind the Crushers' net, and we will send it on ahead with Nick Van Patten to carry off to the near side. On up, intended for Lovett, it'll roll past her and down toward High at the corner. High with this one being met by Gross. Lopez there to help out as well, coming down from his point. Made now through by High. High taken around behind the net, taken away by Gross, and Gross will put this one back up the near side boards and back to the Crushers' zone. Van Patten quickly ahead with it. Now it turns back through his own zone. Quick pass one-handed to the far side for Rusty Dry. Dry with it off the boards. His pass broken up by Connor Huttinen and sent ahead for Lopez. Oscar Lopez across. He has Dahlstrom on the no-look pass. Dahlstrom shot, a big save off the hand of Ethan Van Patten. Van Patten long pass to the far side. Broken up by Huttinen. He'll walk in. Huttinen turn, shooting save. Made it actually went wide, and Dahlstrom with a try. Has it knocked away. Dahlstrom looking for a call. He won't get one, though, as will be Nick Van Patten carried to the near side. Tapped away by Lopez. Lopez keeps it in play. 2-on-2. Chance across the 10 for Dahlstrom behind him. Dahlstrom back with it off the board. Looks for Lopez. High slot. Lopez walked right past a rolling ball. Back the other way now. This is the Crushers with Van Patten. His shot is kicked aside and covered by Rasmussen. A long roll up the middle. Taken away. Chance to the near side for Lovett. Lovett on down to Van Patten. Van Patten looking across everything in front and wide to the corner. Back up with it now. This is Soderbaum on the backhand. Soderbaum behind the net. Being met there by Huttinen. Swede versus Finn crime going on down there as Crusher advantage was held and finally waved off as Van Patten will control to the far side. Dry, off the boards, down to the front. Pass broken up nicely by Angerstig, and she'll turn and take this one back the other way. Angerstig putting on the Ritz at center, and she'll come back now through her own zone. Angerstig looking from the near side, on for Zabala. Zabala down to the near side corner, put in front. Lopez tries to take it to his stick, another chance here, score! Eric Lopez at the back door, courtesy of Oscar Lopez and Zabala. Time of this goal will be with 2:22 remaining in the period. That is going to be the 12:38 mark. Six to 3, the Knights on top right now as we'll get the face-off back out at center. We get a brief stoppage here, 2:22 remaining in period number 2 to get some scoring straightened out. How's it going? Ben Trino, been a few years since I've seen him, so hello to him. And we'll get the scoring figured out here, as we said. So that is, I believe, Eric Lopez from Oscar Lopez and Zabala. Hope I'm getting that right. And after a lot of action with no scoring, finally a chance to catch my breath here late in this second period. Once again, 2:22 left to play here in period number 2, and we'll get a center court face-off here. As we still await I believe a scoring change possibly going on. There we go, trying to get the scoring figured out down there, looks like at the box. And so, once we get our referees, Tara Nunez and Dan Toretta, back in position, then we will get the final 2:22 of the second period underway. Two's Wild up on the scoreboard. 6-3, though, is the score, actually, between the Knights leading the Crushers right now. And it looks like we're ready to get play back underway once again. Zabala to take the draw here at center versus Soderbaum. Sticks down, whistle blows, and the Crushers controlled, or Crushers can win it, but don't control as it comes to Facundo. Backhand try there is blocked, courtesy of Holopainen, who comes behind the net. Trevino there has it tapped. He tries to argue for it being off of Holopainen, but no luck on that one, and I'd be inclined to agree with him. It looked like it went off of Holopainen last, but there's going to be a free hit coming here for the Crushers out of the near side corner. Play back around behind the net with Holopainen now to lead the charge here. They'll play far side. There's this one out. Hit up in the air. Comes down now for Soderbaum at the near side. Soderbaum, nifty move right there, but can't maintain possession as it's Zabala. Chance for a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Zabala in, through. Can't quite maintain possession there as Holopainen strips it away. Far side 2-on-2 if they hurry. Back cross corner. Shot goes wide on that centering feed across to Van Patten. He picked up and brought behind the net. Now is Nikkanen toward the front. Backhand shot by Soderbaum, wide of everything and out of play. 1:30 to play here in period number 2, and a free hit coming for the Knights out of their defensive zone. 6-3 our score is from the far side. It'll be Angerstig to take this one. She'll tap it back for Pham. Pham now off the far side, putting on pressure with Nikkanen. Angerstig with it. Angerstig maintains possession. She's got 2 all over her as she tries to battle this one loose. Finally rolls out into the near side where it's Pham up with it. Pham has Trevino ahead. She's going to put the brakes on instead and takes one back behind the net. We're down to a minute to play here in period number 2. Pass comes far side for Facundo. Broken up and a roll out to the near side for Soderbaum, who again sends this one up and over the net and out of play. 55 seconds remaining here in period number 2. We'll get a free hit for the Knights at the far side, and a quick change for them, getting a new defensive pairing out there with Hittinen and Gross. Gross and Angerstig nearly running right into each other. The Hittinen from the corner hits this one up in the air on the wedge shot. Knocked down nicely there by Dry off the chest. Dry walks in 4-on-2 if he hurries. Gets in the front, broken up by Hittinen. Excellent recovery there to carry this one out. Far side, Kari Hittinen toward the front for Trevino. Has it roll a bit on him. Bouncing toward the front again, and finally cleared by the Crushers. Keeping the near side, nifty play there by Gross to come away with it on for Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom looking, he turns, 20 seconds to play. Turning, shooting, deflected up into the air. Comes down for Dry, he kicks it on ahead, and it'll be 2-on-1 back the other way. This is going to be Soderbaum to the far side for Nikkanen. Nikkanen putting on the brakes back towards Soderbaum, but behind him, Dahlstrom with an excellent back check to come away with that one. Final 10 seconds here. This one's rolled on net. Rasmussen to cover this one up. He'll play the pass out to the near side for Gross. Gross perfectly content just to let the time run out on this period. Kicks it back out, and nothing doing there on that shot. 6-3 our score through 2 periods of play. The Knights on top. I'm going to take a water break. I'll be back with you here in 2 minutes.
Is this where you can complain? I want to complain. Guy says I wasn't paying attention last game. So I could tell, he wasn't paying attention. He would have had the rebound. That's what I'm listening to. I don't want to mess up your flow here. It's fun.
About ready to get things started here in period number 3. 6-3 our score. Try to get you a quick scoring recap here if we can before the start of this period. From the second period, all Knights in that period, 3 goals scored by them. 20 seconds in, it was Oscar Lopez from Anton Dahlstrom. Then 49 seconds after that, if my math is correct, it was Kari Hittinen on the goal off of an assist from Eric Lopez, and then Eric Lopez getting a goal of his own at the 12:38 mark, off assist from Oscar Lopez and Luke Zabala. And we're ready to get things back underway. Knights are definitely pumped to get out there and try to finish this one off, looking for their first win on the season. It'll be Dahlstrom set to take the draw here at center court. Looks as though it'll be back to number 10s in the face-off circle here again with Soderbaum to take it for the Crushers. 15 minutes up on the clock as we'll switch ends once again. The Knights are going to be going right to left across your screen. The Crushers in the red from left to right. Third period underway. The Crushers control this one up to Landon Van Patten at the far side boards. He's met by Hittinen. Sending out to Soderbaum. Soderbaum can't get the shot away. Another try there. Hits off two posts, it sounded like. He comes to the near side corner. But on the back end, now behind that, Soderbaum looking to the front. Shot. Big save right there by Rasmussen. Rebound cleared to the far side for Lopez. Putting on the brakes there and letting his team get caught up. Cross-court pass as it comes to Dahlstrom. His shot attempt deflected wide and will come up behind the net. Chance in front. Rolling there. Shot. Score! This is Dahlstrom tapping that one home off, I believe, an assist from Gross behind the net. Time of the goal comes at the 31-second mark. They're saying no assist on that one. Sounds like Gross trying to fight for the assist there, and it's actually Lopez, I believe he said. Eric Lopez getting credit for the goal here, it sounded like. And we'll get face-off back out center once again, as it'll be Dahlstrom in to take this one. Once again versus Soderbaum. Soderbaum pushes ahead, but it's going to be the Knights away with it. Lopez ahead of 10 for Dahlstrom, but broken up, and he'll come back for Nick Van Patten. Van Patten now back from his own zone. He'll go to the far side, where it's controlled by Soderbaum. Soderbaum slowly carrying this one on ahead and goes up far side. Actually, that was Tatu Holopainen there. Chance there by Friedman on the one-timer in front, goes wide off the end boards and out. 14 minutes to play here in the period. Can the Knights hold on for their first win of the season? Gross with it across for Hittinen at the far side. Hittinen looking off the far side and down toward the corner. Nice placement on that was against Dahlstrom. He turns and shoots wide. Weird rebound off the end boards comes to Eric Lopez. Lopez looking, can't get it to the front. He's got Nick Van Patten all over him. Off the near side boards, it's Gross. Gross looking across for Hittinen. Hittinen from center, turns and shoots. Nice block by High off his back. Chance there for Dahlstrom, blocked again by Nick Van Patten. Down and over to the far side, where it's going to be scooped up by Holopainen at the far side corner. Holopainen looking off the far side boards for Tyler High, and it'll be High to turn and send this one on ahead for Friedman at center. Friedman back to High in the give and go. Chance across, broken up by Hittinen. Back the other way. Now the Knights will come. 2-on-3 here. Hittinen leading the short-handed rush. Has a shot blocked and cleared. Back down now Gross. His chance up the boards will go to Lopez. This is Oscar Lopez at the far side. Now it's going to carry this one on ahead, bringing it across to the front. Nick Van Patten intercepts. Back the other way for the Crushers. Van Patten from the near side, putting on the brakes, looking, puts it on net, and scores unassisted. It's a 7-4 game. Time of the goal is going to be at the 1:56 mark. And that is what the Crushers really needed to get here to be able to stop the bleeding. 4 unanswered goals since the end of that first period. It gets us back to a 7-4 game as we get the face-off at center with High versus Zavala. High wins this one back as will be controlled by the Crushers. Van Patten to the near side. Van Patten cross corners. It'll go on down for Lovett. She's met by Pham at the far side. Pham with it now behind the net here for the Knights. She'll put the brakes on, met by Friedman. Chance in front, broken up there. Another try by Van Patten. Goes well wide as he looks to the sky with disbelief with 12:40 remaining here in period number 3. It'll be Angerstig at the far side to take the free hit for the Knights. She looks, sends this one ahead, broken up there by Lovett, and right into her. Pass attempt across, broken up by Zavala, and it's a 3-on-3 chance here for the Knights. Back to the near side, now it's Facundo looking cross corner, puts it right between Zavala and Trevino. Pass attempt broken up, it goes off of Zavala and out of play. 12:20 to play here in the third period, and a quick free hit coming here for the Crushers. They will get a partial line change. Back to Van Patten, now he'll send it far side and on up to Dry. Dry met by Zavala and sent it down and out of play. Free hit coming for the Knights there as they will track the ball down with Angerstig to go and pick it up with 12 minutes to play here in the third. 7-4, still our score, the Knights on top. As will be a free hit from the far side for Pham, as Angerstig and Zavala both there to help her out. Tap back for Zavala. Zavala now from the center line. He'll turn and shoot this one toward the front. Pulls off of Holopainen and comes to Pham. Pham to the near side for Facundo, just wide. If he had elevated that, it's an 8-4 game. Back now towards Pham at center. Pham, nice job to corral that one, getting over to Angerstig at the near side. Down to the corner now. Facundo's chances broken off in front. Out to the far side now, it's Landon Van Patten. He's got Trevino on him as he drops back for Dry. Dry to the far side. This is Van Patten once again with it. Landon Van Patten at the far side. Pass across there at 10 for Soderbaum. Broken away, and it'll be the Knights back the other way. Walking through now, this is a ball met by a couple of defenders, including Friedman. Or excuse me, that is Nikkonen on the back check. Zabala down intended for Facundo. He'll let it go back to Trevino, back to Facundo at the near side, back to Trevino at the far side corner. Trevino tracking this one down, tries to put it in front. Nice break up there by Dry, and it'll be Dry to carry out for the Crushers. His attempt broken away though by Angerstig, back down to Trevino in the corner. Chance there goes wide. It'll come down to the near side. On up the near side boards, as getting choose this one is Nikkanen. Nikkanen over the line. He'll play from the far side. Chance in front here for Landon Van Patten, and is turned away by Rasmussen. Quick pass out near side, quickly cross court for Trevino. Trevino taps back for Angerstig. Angerstig trying to get around the defense, can't quite do it. Maintains possession though, shot is blocked. Another chance for Angerstig, has it roll off her stick, and she'll come back on it at the far side. Angerstig back now for Pham, who will play it from her own zone. Slowing things down, 10:30 to play here. New Pham looking on down to the near side for Facundo. Facundo looking at Zabala there, couldn't get it to him though. It has played across, broken up through a whole slew of bodies in front. On up the far side now, this Pham beating Van Patten to it. Excellent interception there to recover on the play. Sent on up for Angerstig. Partial change here for the Knights. They get one new player on the ice. So the Angerstig to carry at the far side. Pass across intended for Trevino. Wasn't looking for it though. Intercepted by Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom's shot goes wide and out of play. 10 minutes to play here in regulation time. 7-4 our score. The Knights on top. It is a Crusher free hit from their own zone as it's sent on back behind for Teftu Holopainen. Holopainen at the far side, now looking on up the boards, getting it on ahead for High. High tapped there by Lopez. Lopez will come away with the ball. Lopez hacked away by High, who comes back with him. This will be Lovett now. Lovett on down, intended for High, too far for him. Elzie Huttunen onto it at the far side corner. Huttunen now running back through his own zone, plays it on down far side. Nick Van Patten with the interception. Off the far side boards now, Lovett met, puts it on across, looking for High. High maintains possession despite Eric Lopez's efforts. Lopez able to finally knock this one away and sends it back for Huttunen. 9.5 to play here in regulation time. Huttunen winds up hard. Shot is blocked by a couple of legs in front. It's up in the air by Van Patten, and he'll maintain possession at the near side. Drop back now. This is played across by Holopainen to the far side for Lovett. Lovett looking on ahead. She'll carry at the far side with Gross coming in on it. Gross intercepts. Gross on ahead for Eric Lopez. Lopez up ahead for Dalston. Dalston has Oscar Lopez streaking. Gets it on for Eric Lopez. He turns, he shoots, he hits it off the post. Out to the far side, picked up again, played back out to Huttunen at center court. He winds, he fires, it's blocked by Friedman. Bouncing ball still at center, tapped on ahead, intended for Lovett. He's going to try to get to it, but Gross able to get there first. Gross gets on, sends it to the far side for Huttunen. He'll send it off the boards down to Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom at the corner, gets run off the ball. Out of control play there as it's finally bouncing around and corralled by High as he and Dahlstrom had a couple of collisions down there in the corner. Finally, this is going to be Holopainen, and his pass attempt broken up. It'll roll off of Dahlstrom and on net. Sent back around behind, this will be Nick Van Patten with it, and they get a quick change on here to do the Crushers with 8:20 to play here in regulation and a 3-goal deficit for their side. Played across the far side, this is Holopainen now to carry on ahead for the Crushers. Holopainen far side, on down to the corner. This one is corralled from there and brought around behind the net by Soderbaum for the front. Chance there, and Nikkanen scores. Did he score? Yes, they do finally call the goal there. 8:07 remaining. Time of this goal is going to be at the 6:53 mark. There's a warning handed out by referee Tara Nunez to stop yelling at the refs for both teams on this. And we'll get the faceoff back out at center. The official scoring on that goal does go down as Nikkanen from Soderbaum. And so with 8:07 to play, we'll get the faceoff back out at center, and momentum possibly starting to tilt the Crushers' way once again. Crushers control the draw. Play to the near side, Nikkanen. He turns shot, blocked nicely by Pham. She'll poke it on ahead, but not able to get it out. Finally kicked back the other way. It's going to be Eric Lopez, but unable to get it left with a 3-on-3 chance here for the Crushers. It's going to be put down to the near side. Nikkanen has it roll on net and is covered by Rasmussen. Rasmussen looks down court and said he'll drop it for Zabala at the near side. 7:40 to play here in regulation. This one lifted in the air. It'll come down at the feet of Lopez. Oscar Lopez far side, looking toward the middle. Shot hits off the outside of the cage. Lopez toward the front. Corralled, though, by Ethan Van Patten. Van Patten rolls it on ahead. It's going to be Soderbaum quickly with it. 7.5 to go halfway through this period. It comes near side for Nikkanen. Nikkanen walks in, shot, score. That's a 7-6 game. And we have an injury down on the court, I believe, as well. And we're going to take a timeout here. 7:26 to play here in period number 3. Just made a 7-6 game. And yeah, we've got some significant bleeding there on the goalkeeper's hand. Back to live action after a multi-minute break. Looks like the goaltender Rasmussen is taped up and ready to get things back going there. He ended up getting slashed on a save a little bit earlier in the period. And a little blood coming out there, and they finally got it stopped after 2 goals there. They stopped the clock, got him to tape it up, and it looks like got 2 fingers taped together, but he'll be ready to go here as we'll get Dahlstrom to take the draw at center for the Knights and Soderbaum for the Crushers. Controlled here by the Knights, back in their own zone. Tapped away there, finally back for Gross. As we have 7:20 to play here in the third period. Gross being pestered, sends it to Hittinen at the near side. Hittinen settles, puts a pass across, broken up though by Van Patten, looking Nick Van Patten to carry in to the near side. This is going to be Niikanen trying to put to the front. Gross breaks it up to go up and over the boards. And a free hit here for the Crushers out of the corner. From the near side, tapped ahead for Van Patten. Van Patten walking this one out, turning across to the far side for Holopainen. Holopainen out of the corner, looking now on toward the front. Airborne ball will come out to the near side, and finally the Facundo sends the pass across through everybody and down, picked up by Soderbaum. Soderbaum for the Crushers, walking this one into the far side, comes around, shot saved by Rasmussen, testing out that hand early here after getting it taped up. Nice up with the ball now. It's going to be Hittinen at the far side, slowing things down. 6:30 to play here in the third period. A 7-6 lead here for the Knights. Span of 4 unanswered goals for them in the second and early third period. It's been the Crushers ever since, though, with 3 for them. Pass off the far side for Gross. Gross settling, looking toward the front, turning, shooting wide of the net. And will come down near side for Facundo. Facundo off the end boards, intended for Dahlstrom. Tied up there, it's bouncing off the body and out, and it will be the Crushers' ball on the free hit. 6 minutes to play here in the third period. Things definitely slowing down a bit here after the extended timeout due to the injury. Dry will take it from back behind his own net, off of the free hit. Up to the far side, Landon Van Patten, intent for Nick Van Patten, broken up though by Hittinen. Far side, 2-on-1 chance, Dahlstrom's shot is blocked in front. Out to the far side, Soderbaum maintaining position, advantage call as he'll carry to the far side. Soderbaum still in through traffic, has it knocked away at the last second. Going toward the front, Rasmussen will cover up. And with 5:30 to play, he'll dish it off for Hittinen. Far side now towards center, Connor Hittinen nice and slow through his own zone, looking to carry ahead and run a little bit of time off the clock and try to maintain this lead a little bit longer. Down to Dahlstrom, back to Hittinen. Hittinen looking from his own zone to Dahlstrom at the far side. Met by Drive, now back to Hittinen. Slowly inching their way forward as it's Hittinen now meeting the center and comes up for Gross. Gross down to the wing, near side, chance in front for Facundo, having it roll is Trevino. Out to Dahlstrom, his shot deflected up and out of play. Knights free hit to come here with 5 minutes on the clock here in the third period, still a 7-6 game. Quick partial change right here for the Crushers. From the far side, puts it to the front. It's Facundo just missing on Trevino with a chance. Puts it wide. Facundo with another try. Goes to the far side. Off the boards now. Dahlstrom's attempt. Broken up. It'll come to the near side for Gross to pick up out of the reach of Friedman. Down to the near side. Gross at center. Goes far side on through. Nice break up there by Dry. Tapping ahead for Lovett. Lovett far side for Crushers in toward the front of the net. But through everybody off of Friedman at the near side boards. Friedman now putting out the backhand. It's broken up. Though and rolls for High. High down to Dry. Dry back to High. Off the near side now Facundo to intercept for the Knights. Facundo being tested heavily by High, goes off the near side boards, intended for Gross. Gross will try to come through traffic as he's met by Friedman. Dry back to get it in his own zone, 4:10 to play here in this third period of play, and the pass goes far side. Brought on ahead, long pass to everybody, High up with it from the high slot. Shot turned aside, rebound in front, and Lovett can't control. Anderson there to meet hers. It's going to be Lovett to the far side. Pass toward the front, tapped away up the far side. Turning with it now is Trevino. 2-on-1 try if they hurry. This is going to be Dahlstrom now with it. Dahlstrom looking, has Trevino heading toward the front, has Facundo heading there too. Shot deflected up and over the boards. Free hit to come here for the Knights with 3:45 to play here in regulation. Facundo setting things up. He'll go out to Anderson at the near side, being met there by Nikkanen. Toward the front, another chance to be directed up and over the boards. This time off the netminder Ethan Van Patten. It'll be another free hit for the Knights from the near side. 3:30 to play here in this third period of play. Played back around behind the net. It's Dahlstrom with it. Dahlstrom to the far side, turning, shooting, chance in the front. There is broken up on the attempt by Facundo. Turning attempt down the floor, look on the near side Fam with a nice tap on the head, maybe back the other way for the Knights. On ahead for Dahlstrom at center. Dahlstrom turning, brings it through some traffic on a little toe drag. Can't get the ball with him though. It's played up and out by the Crushers to Lovett at the far side. Lovett now with us when she puts on the brakes, met by Unger. Big chance on the centering feed, broken up, back out to High. He turns and shoots and it's blocked. Back the other way now it's Facundo. Facundo trying to come around Holopainen. So now plays one on down into the Knights zone. Chance there, rolls out for Trevino. He swats it away from the attempt to cover it up by Van Patten. Far side rolls to the front. We'll get a whistle and a free hit coming here for the Crushers at the far side. 2:50 remaining here in the third period. The Knights scrambling to get a quick change on as the Crushers do the same. Carrying this one on ahead now. This is going to be Holopainen back to the near side for Soderbaum. Soderbaum now back on through his own zone. Gets it off the near side boards as this one will be Nikkanen to the far side. Directed toward the net and out of play. 2:30 to play and a free hit for the Knights coming out of their own zone. As this will be Zabala, take it from the far side. Taps on for Angerstig, with the Angerstig now getting a quick change here as Pham off with Gross on. Gross quickly across to the far side. Pass intercepted and taken back immediately by Zabala. Zabala off the far side boards, trying to carry ahead, and does so down the far side, running a little more time off the clock with 2 minutes to play here in regulation. Zabala from behind the net, looking as Lopez in front, couldn't get it, so he'll go far side. Needs some help over that far side wing, gets it to Lopez in front, turning, shooting, scores! Lopez from Zabala, time of the goal comes at the 12:59 mark. Eight-6 our score with 2:01 to play and a much-needed cushion for the Knights here. As the faceoff will come back out to center with Zabala to take this against Soderbaum. Crushers giving a lot of floor time here to their top players here late in this game to try to tie this up. Soderbaum pushes ahead, they'll it down in the corner, and it's going to be the Knights intercepting and clearing out. From the far side, now it's played up the board, stands toward the middle, broken away by Zabala, and he'll take it on backhand to the far side. Zabala poked away from him. Back out to Van Patten, intercepted by Lopez. Lopez back the other way, 2-on-2 if they hurry. Lopez fakes once, second attempt is blocked. Out to the far side, Oscar Lopez with this one. He's got Eric at the near side to help him out as he comes across center. Drops back now for Huttunen, gets Gross at the far side. Gross turning and putting it on net, saved by Ethan Van Patten. He'll roll out to the far side for his father, Nick Van Patten. Nick Van Patten now to carry his one up, plays it on across for Soderbaum at center. Soderbaum back to Van Patten at the far side. Van Patten looking, drops his one back for Soderbaum as he's met immediately by Oscar Lopez. Maintains possession to the far side. Soderbaum shot deflected up and out of play. And they will call it a free hit for the Crushers, as it did indeed appear to be hit off of a Knights player. 1 minute and 16 seconds remaining here in regulation. Clock stopping on all whistles at this point. Pass back for Dry, goes past him with the Oscar Lopez applying the pressure. On the near side, pass on up the board for up on play. And a free hit to come here, I believe, for the Knights. Dry not happy with the call. Van Patten not really happy with it either. And they will indeed give the free hit to the Crushers now, so there we go. Van Patten puts it back into play. Back to Van Patten at the near side. We'll keep an eye out down at the Crushers to see if they pull the netminder for an extra attacker. Nothing doing yet, though. Ethan Van Patten maintains his post. Chance in front there is blocked off to the side. Oscar Lopez back on it. He'll look on down, playing it intended for Dahlstrom, taken away though by Van Patten. There's Nick Van Patten, near side, back to the far side. Soderbaum shot wide, rebound off the end board, just cleared, on off the board. Dahlstrom looking with it, Dahlstrom with a tap ahead. Dahlstrom coming in alone, he's got a shot, it's turned aside by Ethan Van Patten. 40 seconds to go as it's played off to the far side. Now it's going to be Holopainen out of his own zone. Holopainen on across and down. He's got a Soderbaum on down. Pass attempt broken up and over the boards. 34 seconds remaining here in regulation. 8-6 still our score. The Knights clinging to the lead. Empty net down at the Crushers' end here with 34 seconds and a free hit coming just inside their offensive zone. Rusty Dry to take this one. Gives a little tap on ahead for Soderbaum. Soderbaum on across to the near side. This is Nikkanen up with it. Nikkanen taps it on down toward Holopainen. Holopainen looking near side. Plays out to the point. Intercept, turning, trying to send it on down with Lopez. Takes a little bit too much time with it though, and the Crushers hold. To the far side. Ball rolls behind the net. 15 to play. Brought off to the near side. It's close. Up the boards. Out. Cleared but not out to get a whistle. I believe maybe... Let's see what the call is here. 10 seconds to go here, though. It'll be the Knights on the free hit out of the near side corner. Chipped up in the air and sent all the way down. Van Patten there to corral it. Final 5 seconds. Could this be the Knights' first victory of the season? Final seconds ticking down as Nikkanen comes across. Off the board. Turning. Shot is blocked as time expires. And with that, the Knights, their first victory of the season, an 8-6 final score here over the first place Crushers. Once again, thank you for tuning in here on the Oscar Lopez Broadcasting Network. Drew Pelto bringing you all of the action here from the Elzie Odom Center in Arlington, Texas.